So please take a comfortable and upright seat. You can rest your hands in your lap. I was saying this yesterday and the day prior also that, as you come to your seat, as you come to your practice, let's try to sense that there's a gathering, there's a sort of circling up, as if we've had our excursions in life and now we're coming back around this sort of central fire, we could say. In India, that would be called a puja, the puja fire. So we're gathering for our practice. And even though we're all facing in the direction that we are, try to imagine yourself coming into a circle of others who want to practice, who are dedicated to awakening, and also who sense the larger needs in our society, and we're on our yoga mats to help participate. You could imagine yourself sitting in your particular seat, maybe even in a perfectly temperatured forest with a nice clearing, and one by one other people are arriving in the circle, and they also sit down. Words are not needed because we've come here before. We have a sense of the ritual to arrive, to set aside that which would distract us from our practice, and to bring into awareness that which promotes our practice. As you take your seat, as others take their seat in your imagination, now let your breathing encompass this vertical line that I've been talking about, so the central channel or the plumb line of the body. And yet let your awareness remain somewhat concentric. So you're aware of the circle and the larger circles of what life is asking of you. At the same time, not losing awareness of this central plumb line. Now begin the Ujjayi breath, so you can place the tip of your tongue behind the top two teeth, hollow the back of the throat, and try to sense that you're breathing the sound of Ujjayi you hear in the inner ear, and the sound includes the back and lower part of the throat. When you come to the Ujjayi breath, listen for its smoothness and the silence of the brief pauses at the top and bottom of inhale and exhale. Then you can begin to sense not just the sound of the breath or the pace or the silence, but a sense its concentric widening on the inhale, which I've been talking about the last few days, starting at the pelvic floor and ever expanding concentric sense of the breath to include the upper chest, the upper back. And then on the exhale, a kind of concentric experience of becoming more intimate with that central channel, starting in the deep low belly and the pelvic floor, and then mid belly, and then into the upper belly, but without the need to collapse or shrink the chest. So inhale, widening out concentrically, and exhale, toning in concentrically. Now imagine everyone in your circle, your imagination circle, they're also practicing this breath. So it raises our vibration together, our intention together becomes stronger, more connected. The breath is in the subtle body, and now we're going to bring that subtle body into what we share by using vibration and sound. So please bring your hands to your heart, and we'll chant Asatoma Satgamaya. May our practice help us to move from the unreal to the real, from that which is untrue to that which is true, from forgetting to remembering, from ignorance to luminosity, and from the finite to the infinite. We can sing together. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorama Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorama Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorama Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. You may bow your head to your heart. Release your hands. Please open your eyes. Okay, and we're going to start with a little bit of seated pranayama. Let me back away from the computer. Okay, so we've been doing some of these, really they're called like hasta vinyasas because we're using the hands to move through certain positions to help open up the breath. Particularly, I'm interested in opening up the upper hemisphere of the torso, the throat, neck, and shoulders. So clasp your hands, please. Inhale to rise up. And then exhale and squeeze the arms down behind your head. Place your pinky fingers, the sides of the pinkies, at the base of the skull. And then sweep your elbows in, lift your heart up. And then exhale, glide your arms up, heels of the hands up, and look up. And then inhale to open like a sky circle. And exhale, hands to your heart. And we're going to repeat that. So inhale, raise your hands up, fingers interlaced. Exhale, bow your head down, place the pinkies at the base of your skull. Inhale, sweep the elbows in, raise up by using the pinkies at the base of your skull. Exhale, raise your arms up and look up. And then inhale to open. And exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to add to it. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale. Inhale, circle the elbows forward. Exhale, push up. Inhale, sweep the arms wide, clasp your hands at the small of your back. And exhale, reach up into your back bend. Inhale to come upright, keep the hands clasped. And exhale, bow forward, whatever amount your body can do. And then inhale, rise back up to sitting. Then exhale, return your hands to your heart. Same thing one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands behind your head, pinkies supporting the occiput. Inhale, glide upwards. Exhale, press upwards, tone the deep low belly. Now inhale, big circle, clasp your hands at the small of your back. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, upright. Keeping the arms strong behind you, exhale and bow forward. Any amount that you can. And then inhale to rise up. And exhale, release the clasp of your hands. Put the palms face down in your lap for a moment and let's just notice, what have you generated? What's changed? Now we're going to be vigorous with the breath. So we're going to go up on the inhale, the fingers are open, and down on the exhale, you come into these fists. Set the shoulders back and try to give a good strong empowerment to the upper back, the back of the heart. And this is inhale, exhale through the nose like this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now inhale, reach up. Exhale, press your arms wide. Stay upright. Return your hands, palms face down on your knees or in your lap. Notice what happens next. We're going to practice the same, and we're going to add an inhale suspension at the top. Okay, please raise your arms. Here's the inhale. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now inhale, reach up and hold the breath at the top. Exhale to open. Palms face down in your lap. Inhale, hold the breath at the top. Bring the chin in towards your throat so you have Jalandhar Bandha. Exhale through the nose, release the bandhas. Now Kapalabhati, so the solar plexus is your primary movement. That's where you'll sense it, not your face, but your solar plexus, and it is the diaphragm making small efforts. Chris described it like when you're striking a gong rhythmically. That same kind of sense right here. Let's begin at this pace. Exhale completely through the nose. Tone the deep low belly at the end of your exhale, and then inhale to hold the breath using all three bandhas. Release the bandhas. Exhale through your nose. Deeply relax the belly and your mind. And imagine the vibration in the circle that has gathered with you for your practice. I'll do this one more time. You can join me at my pace if it's possible. Exhale completely through the nose. Do that as completely as possible. Then inhale concentrically low third, mid third, upper third, and hold the breath with the bandhas. Release the bandhas and exhale smoothly and completely. Tone the low belly as you get to the end of the exhale, tone that even more. And then deeply relax the low belly so the next in-breath just blossoms into your body. Okay, and then please rise up to standing. And this is a good time to change the camera, Alice. Thank you for helping me. So I'll back up with my microphone and my water glass. Please come into your horse stance. Horse stance is like your feet are a little bit wider, knees bent. Okay, so this little stance we call horse stance as if you were riding a horse, right? So here we're going to be using the power of the belly again, and we're going to use this action about 20 times. We'll take a deep breath in, and then we'll do a forward bend to help the exhale. Okay, so bending the knees and take the arms up. Now inhale, clasp the hands. Push down to go up. And then exhale, bow forward. Keep the toes turned out, it's fine. No yoga gods will be dismissing you from the practice. Here's the exhale like a rag doll. Take a deep breath in and momentarily hold the inhale. Treat the inner body like a parachute with this inhale. And then exhale through the nose, long and smooth. Place your hands on your hips, rise up to standing. Walk your heels and toes farther out. Come down like a jazz dance warm-up. Press out against the knees so the inner thighs are getting a nice stretch, we hope. Root the tailbone down. Let the shoulders rise towards the ears because your torso is dangling down. So keep the arms straight, please. Now come to your Ujjayi breath and start balancing the length of your inhale with the length of your exhale. I'd like us to use, it's called Sama Pranayama. Equal inhale, equal exhale. We're going to use this now for slower movements, longer, smoother, steady concentration. You could sense that in our circle, we backed up from our seats because now we all have this jazz dance stance, and you're not really toe to toe or knee to knee, but there is a sense of the circle being wider now, a more encompassing circle. Turn your left hand in and please twist to your right. Keep the arms straight so your upper back is required to enter the twist. Gaze over your right shoulder and slightly up towards the place behind you where, if you were in the forest, you're looking up at the height of the trees. Exhale completely, tone the deep low belly. Keep your left inner thigh stretched long. And then inhale to center. Turn your right fingers in. Exhale, twist to your left. Gaze over your left shoulder. And if possible, gaze up towards where the tall trees would be behind you. Inhale smoothly, balancing the length of your inhale and your exhale. And then next exhale, come to center. Okay, press down into both heels, rise up to standing. Let's make the feet parallel, interlace your fingers. Inhale to go up. Okay, now exhale, arms wide and come forward and down. We're not going to stay down very long, but reach back between your feet. Now inhale, rise up, sweep the arms wide, interlace your fingers at the top. And exhale, press to the right side. Inhale, rise up, hands still clasped. Exhale, rotate forward, come wide and down, reach past your feet. Inhale, rise up, clasp your hands at the top. Exhale, reach to your left side, fingers clasped, bring that down, reach past towards your right ankle. Inhale, glide up. Exhale, arms wide. Reach past your feet between the heels. And inhale, rise up. Clasp the hands. Exhale, turn to your right and come even further over and sweep your hands towards your left foot. Inhale, big circle. Exhale, arms wide and reach down and past your heels. Again, inhale, arms wide, reach up, interlace your fingers. Now turn as far as you can to your left, come down and reach towards your right foot. Inhale, rise up. And this time, last one, exhale, arms wide, reach down and past. Place your hands on the floor, either between or past your feet, and curl down. So this is a more active forward bend. I am asking you to have the torso be a little bit rounded because the spine is in flexion. So press down into your fingertips and your thumbs. And then as you inhale, rise up to your fingertips, lengthen the spine forward without moving the hands forward. And then exhale to bow deeply down between the space of your elbows and inner thighs. Inhale, glide forward. And exhale to bow deeply down towards the legs. When you inhale to glide forward, try to broaden your shoulder blades and the base of your neck. And then exhale to bow towards the legs without scrunching the neck with the shoulder blades. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, glide forward, broaden the upper back and shoulder blades. And exhale to deeply bow without scrunching the base of the neck. Last time, inhale, glide forward. And exhale to bow down towards your legs. Now walk yourself into downward facing dog pose, please. And in case you lost track of it, please come into your balanced inhale and exhale. And listen for the Ujjayi sound that you know so well. You can imagine that we've come to a downward dog pose where everyone's hands are towards the center of the circle. It's kind of like a kaleidoscope of yogis. So your downward dog pose is a slight inversion for the lungs. It's a great time to explore a more complete exhale. And in the morning practice, it's really helpful to consider that more complete exhale. You're stimulating the centers of digestion and apana vayu. And with your next inhale, raise your right leg up to one-legged dog pose. Keep the left leg stable. And then exhale, float your right foot forward. Press down through your right heel. Inhale, rise up. Imagine the yogis around you also rising up. Exhale, pull the elbows down, gaze up. Inhale, reach up, gaze forward. Exhale, pull your elbows down, gaze up. Inhale, reach up. Lift your back waist, back ribs, open the back of the heart. Exhale, elbows down, gaze up, open your throat. Once more, inhale to reach up. And then exhale, let's reach forward, requiring more stability. Touch the floor lightly and step backwards, downward facing dog pose. And keeping your right leg grounded, raise your left leg high, Ekapada, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then exhale, left foot forward. Press down through your left heel. Inhale, rise up. You can imagine we're all rising up together. And then gazing up, pull your elbows down, lift your collarbones, your chin and your eyes. Inhale, reach up. Remember, the back of your body is a part of reaching up. Good. And exhale, pull down. Yes. At your own pace, twice more. So inhale is relatively equal to exhale. When you inhale, raise your arms and gaze forward. Lift the base of your skull. And then exhale and open like a back bend. Last one, inhale to go up. And exhale, reach forward. Imagine everyone reaching towards the center of the circle. Lightly touch the ground. And inhale, step forward with your back foot. Exhale to deeply bow towards your legs. Root your heels. Inhale, rise up. Upward hands pose. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. And try to sense again the plumb line, the vertical plumb line that is your body. And also the concentric sense of our co-practicing, our co-participation. We're going to step into surya namaskar now more rhythmically. I'm trying to make that work so you guys can see me. I don't know what to do. I don't know why it's different than how it has been. But I think you've seen a lot of me, so you don't have to keep seeing me. Let's see. All right, join your hands together at your heart, please. It's so funny. Everything is a little bit reversed. Okay, there's the center of my mat. Alrighty, so Ujjayi breathing. This sun salutation is going to include variations on salambasana, that is the back bend that we do from the floor, raising up away from gravity. So it's helpful to have the space to your left and right to be available to you. Inhale, Ujjayi breath. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, Uttanasana. Inhale, glide forward, come up to your fingertips. Exhale, left toes back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, and touch the floor. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Onto the floor. Inhale, salambasana. Exhale to lower down, palms beneath your shoulders, toes under. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, downward facing dog pose. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale to rise. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, and come forward. Inhale, Uttanasana, bring the heart forward. Exhale, Uttanasana, bow towards your legs. Inhale to rise, upward hands. Exhale to the heart. We're going to keep continuing. Inhale, virabhadrasana. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, Uttanasana. Inhale, glide forward. Left toes and left knee down. Inhale, anjaneyasana. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, and touch the floor. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Toes back and pointed. Inhale, salambasana. Exhale, lower down, palms beneath your shoulders. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Exhale completely. Be patient through the inhale in downward dog. Exhale, left foot forward, right knee down. So this is anjaneyasana. Inhale to rise. And then Anjali Mudra, and touch the floor. Inhale, right foot forward. And exhale to bow towards your legs. Inhale, rise up. Virabhadrasana, imagine the circle rising together. Exhale to your heart. We're going to add to the sequence. Inhale, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, and come down. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, left toes back, left knee to the floor. Anjaneyasana. Exhale to fold, Anjali Mudra, touch the floor. Now inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rising warrior. Imagine everyone rising together. Exhale, windmill your arms over your right leg, touch the floor. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Now point the toes. Inhale, rise up, salambasana. Lift the legs this time too. And then exhale, hands down beneath the shoulders. Curl your toes under. Inhale, plank pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog pose, knowing you'll stay for the inhalation. And exhale, left foot forward, right knee down. This is for Anjaneyasana.
Inhale to rise. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, and touch the floor. And then inhale, crescent lunge. Imagine we're rising together in the forest circle. Exhale, warrior two. Turn your left hand skyward. Inhale to rise up in warrior two. And then exhale, windmill your arms over and bracket the left foot on the floor. Inhale, right foot forward, heart forward. And exhale to bow towards your legs. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to the heart. One more we're going to add to it. So inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Anjali Mudra and Uttanasana. Inhale, glide forward. Left toes back, left knee down, anjaneyasana. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart and to the floor. So power up your pose here. You're going to inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Now exhale, reach forward, float forward, warrior three. Inhale, lightly step back, crescent lunge. Again, exhale, reach forward, warrior three. Inhale, crescent lunge. One more time, exhale, reach forward, warrior three. And inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rise up. So you got to practice not knowing what was coming. Exhale, windmill the arms. And you got to practice having to be vigorous. So inhale, downward dog. Now your mind has some idea what's coming on the second side. Exhale, chaturanga. Point your toes. Inhale, raise your legs and your arms. Exhale to lower down. Curl your toes under. Inhale, plank pose. Bring the feet together like a mermaid so they're one unit. Exhale, rotate to your right outer heel. Raise your left arm. Inhale, reach your left arm past your left ear. And then exhale, roll this down to plank pose. Keeping the legs together like a mermaid, roll to your left outer heel. Raise your right arm. Inhale, glide it past your right ear. And then exhale, roll your right fingers back down, roll your legs to center. Inhale, downward facing dog pose. And exhale, left foot forward. Touch the right knee down. Inhale, anjaneyasana. Hands to the heart, touch the floor. Now using your vigorous effort, inhale, crescent lunge. And then exhale, reach forward, warrior three. To the best of your ability. Inhale, right toes back, raise up, crescent lunge. And exhale, reach forward, warrior three. And then reaching back, right toes down, inhale, rise up like a celebration. And exhale, reach forward, warrior three. And touch the right toes down, inhale, rise up. And now warrior two, which is going to feel inherently more stable. Turn the left hand skyward, inhale to glide up. Good. And then exhale, windmill. Bracket the left foot on the floor. And step forward, inhale. And then exhale for a deep bow towards your legs. Inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. And exhale, hands to your heart. And pause so you can stand really still. Sense the vertical plumb line. And this concentric sense of being connected to all that is. And not just that you're connecting outward to all that is, but all that is also flows inward and connects with you. And then this sense that there's the self and life separate from the self, that starts to dissolve. And please release your hands. And this is where you're going to need your chair, so I'll get mine so you can see where we're going. So if you place your chair on your mat, the edge of the chair here is what's going to be important right now. And I'm going to recommend that you also have padding for your knee. And as well, sometimes what you need is the padding, but sometimes what you need is the height that the padding is going to make. So I'm going to put this here. For some of you, having your blocks is going to be essential right now for your hands to be able to support you in this position. Let me say good morning again before we do this pose, so you know that I'm caring about you, not trying to torture you. So what we'll do is I'll call this my left leg and this my right. The top of the left foot's going to end up on the edge of the chair here, and the left knee on the blanket, and the right foot between the two blocks. So like this. So for the top of my foot to end up there, it's helpful for me to have the blanket under my knee. It's also helpful for padding. Yeah. And then you have your two blocks, so you can keep yourself less compressed in your front hip, but do allow your hips to come down towards the floor. If your hips are back like this, you might sense, oh, you're getting a nice quadricep stretch, which is great. Go ahead and stretch your quadriceps, but I'm actually interested in your hip flexors. So allow the hips, to come down and forward. And then breathing in and breathing out. We simply come back to that. Now, because of the way your body is structured, if you press down firmly with your fingertips against the blocks, you'll be able to lift the inner belly a little bit more. As well, if you keep your gaze down, so the spine is inwardly in flexion mode, like you're cultivating flexion from the tailbone going down and forward towards your front heel, the low belly going in and back towards the sacrum. And this bit of flexion that you're cultivating in the spine should help to stretch your hip flexors more sensitively. So do keep the tailbone grounded and your right outer hip strong. And then make your blocks tall. And you can press down with your fingertips or your knuckles. I'm using my knuckles. Raise your chest and heart up. So try to keep the same sense of internal flexion in your pelvis, low belly, mid belly. So you're lifting into the back of your waist here, not collapsing there. And then interlace your fingers, raise up. Sweep the pinky fingers down to the base of your skull. Curl your elbows in and lift up. Raise up. So the base of the skull is supported by the edge of the pinky fingers. Lift your elbows, lengthen the sides of your waist. And then exhale, release the arms up like we did in our first pranayama. And inhale, arms wide and down. Touch the two blocks. Now an easier exit is to put the two blocks to the inside of your front ankle and then step the front leg down and turn the back leg away from the position. Of course, make any exit that you want, whatever helps you to get out of the position. Then we're going to do the other side. So you have your blocks at the ready. I would say place your right knee back before you step your left foot forward. Then set up your blocks to start at the medium setting. Okay, invite your hips to come forward and down. Yeah. Press into your fingertips and try to get a sense of the internal flexion of the spine. So the tailbone does go down and slightly forward towards your pubic bone. The inner belly does lift inward and upward. You can say hello to your right psoas and iliacus, the other hip flexors as well. And keeping that inner sense of flexion for the spine, place your blocks up on the tall setting and press down initially here to keep a sense of that internal flexion. So at no point do I want you to have a sense that you're hammocking into your left hip, nor that you're hammocking into the pelvic floor, and you're not compromising the lower back. And as you come upright, you can raise your fingertips up off of your blocks, interlace your fingers. Let's go up. And then place the pinkies at the base of your skull and supporting your head there, sweep the elbows forward and up. Remind yourself you came to this practice on purpose this morning. As you raise up, root down into your left heel, and with full stability, exhale, reach up, look up. And then inhale to open. And return both hands to your blocks and use the exit strategy that supports your body the most to feel that you can step out of this position gracefully. I will turn to see you. Okay. Nice job with that. Good work. So those are your hip flexors and your quads. Good morning. Now what we're going to do is use the two blocks on the chair. So I'm going to put this on my chair for some padding because I can. I have it here. Some of you might also have the same benefit. And I'm going to put two blocks because I want to show you, for those of you who don't have flexible hip flexors, where to start, and to have these two blocks. And we are going to reach back to hold the legs of the chair. And then place the upper back on the edge of the chair. Watch out for hair clips. When you place your upper back on the edge of the chair. So this might require some navigating for you. So I want this to be at the bottom of your shoulder blades. And I happen to know my setup because I practice it. So the distance between my two blocks and the chair was not so hard to find because of prior practice. So you might have to negotiate that one. Okay, so the upper back supported, shins grounded. Take the tailbone forward and tone the low belly. You may hold the upper back of the chair with both hands. You lengthen your tailbone down towards your knees. And zip your pubic bone up towards your heart. And so this is like a beginning stage. You could then put the palms together in Anjaneyasana Mudra, reach your arms past the upper back of the chair. Keep the tailbone lengthening down towards your knees. The butt is toned actually, so you're not just pancaking, meaning pancake batter, the hips down towards the block. And then for those for whom your chair is built like this or your shoulders are built like this, you can reach to hold the seat of the chair with your hands, or some will hold the leg of the chair with the hands because that's easier to do. Maybe based on the design of your chair also. And sweep the elbows in and up towards the ceiling. And then what you're going to do is let your hips rest to the blocks, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. For those who would like, you can use your hands to lift your head so you're gazing forward, then use the low belly and draw up. Or use your hands on the chair to walk yourself back up to sitting. And then for those who would like to, you can put this down to one block on the medium setting, like this. And we place the upper back on the edge of the chair. Hold the upper back of the chair at first with your hands. You may choose to put the arms in Anjali Mudra. You may put something under your head if need be for this kind of position. And you may hold the back of the seat of the chair if that's what your shoulders are able to do. Now the hips are a little bit lower, right? Because we took one block away. So lengthen your tailbone, open the front of your hip flexors, tone your butt muscles. So the hips are actually lifted. They don't need to be touching the block right now, depending on how you lifted them. And I do want you to sense that from the top of your sacrum, down to the base of the sacrum, to your tailbone, into your knees and shins, you are grounded. From the pubic bone upwards towards your heart, there's an internal tone, and then raise your elbows upwards. Okay, and then lower your hips back down to the block. Make sure your block is stable to receive your hips. And you can again decide, you might use your hands to hold your head, pull your head forward, and then use your belly muscles to come the rest of the way up. And then those who would like can put the block down one more time. One lower setting, we reach back. You can choose the arm position. And then last time, raise the hips up. And breathing in. And breathing out. One more time, breathing in. And now this time, breathing out, lower your hips down to whatever height of support you have had. Now here's the thing. Keep your hands, elbows, shoulders, upper back, head, and heart stable. So when you're lowering the hips down, you are asking your upper back to back bend a bit more. So you're not slinking the upper back off the chair. When you lower the hips there, you're like, oh, wow, there's the shoulder girdle, there's the heart, there's the upper back. Those are your lungs. Do not push the chin up towards the ceiling. Your head is not a Pez dispenser. And now hold the back of your head if you prefer that exit pathway, a little bit like doing a sit-up, curl up, then hands to the heart and rise up, and let's go forward to pranam. So you can place a block here for your head and come down towards child's pose. In this child's pose, for those of you for whom having a block between the feet means that the toes feel uncomfortable, put the block aside. Or if the block between your feet means that your thighs are rotating internally, then put the block aside. When you come down to this pranam, please rest your head on the block. You can roll your head a little bit side to side and Invite the stress receptors to feel a quiet little massage here this morning. And then what you can do is walk your hands back towards your knees. And please rise up to kneeling. Okay, I'm very proud of you for making it through, doing your best, making variations, whatever you needed to do. I have a view of you in my mirror. I can see my monitor. So, and it's cool to see you guys making your efforts. So let's put the blanket aside. And we're going to take 2 blocks for Shavasana with this chair. So you can watch me here. First, you can just lie down so that you know you have your hips near enough to the chair and you have your shins somewhere near the seat of the chair. So when I first lie down like this, the length of my thighs and the chair and the shins, it's like just making it. So when you put the blocks under, your hips are going to be higher, but there's also a little sacral reset that we can do here. So the blocks go under on that little triangle that we've been using. So the corners of the blocks are actually touching like this near the tailbone. And you go like so. And the blocks go along the edge of the sacrum. Yep. And then let the knees, if they roll out slightly, that's fine. Good. Now you have your blanket nearby. Something nice to do for yourself if you like this sort of thing, which I do, you guys know that. You take the blanket and you place it over the eyes and the ears and the top of the head. It's called pratyahara, a pratyahara blanket. And you can close your eyes and kind of smile inwardly at yourself. And do allow the sacrum to be held by those 2 blocks. So this is like your sacrum is levitating. The belly can relax. You could imagine that we are circled and there's a fire in the center. Your feet will not be cold. They'll be just the right temperature. So our feet face in and the kaleidoscope is heads facing out in the circle. Tuck your shoulder blades under, turn your palms face up. And then rest your mental focus in your heart and in your gut, and invite both to be more relaxed, the heart and the deep belly. From the wisest, most loving part of your mind, invite your heart and your belly, your gut to be deeply relaxed for Shavasana. Imagine the heart and the organs in the abdomen, they get to rest. They're deeply
relaxed. And no tension in the mid-back or the space between your shoulder blades. No sense of holding at the back of the sacrum or your lumbar spine. Allow the mind and the gut to support each other. The mind and the heart support each other. The wisest part of the mind sees your heart relaxing, invites the gut to let go. Allow the heaviness of relaxation to continue. The wisest part of the mind invites the heart and the gut to be at ease. Allow this process to continue like sand through the hourglass. And know that as the organs relax, what they shed, what they send into the lymph and circulation system will then be removed. So allow this process to continue. And a few moments more, please. Getting heavier with relaxation.
For the last minute of resting, scan your body for any place where you haven't quite let go, or where you have the habit of picking up tension again, like a finger, a thumb, your tongue, something in the belly. Invite that also to soften. And then with awareness, welcome a slightly deeper breath in. You can press your shins down against the chair to remove the two blocks. Be thoughtful. If you were using the pratyahara blanket, be thoughtful as you push that away. It will seem brighter in your room than it was with your blanket on. And with enough tone in the low belly to just slide your knees towards your chest. And then you can roll to your side. Please come up to sitting in a seat you can use for a few minutes of meditation. When you come to your seat for meditation, let your hands rest in your lap and close your eyes. Imagine the circle that you sat back up to rejoin. Now when we sit in the circle, the back of our hearts face outwards to the forest. The fronts of our hearts face inward to each other and to that which I call the fire, the puja. Imagine the wisdom that comes from the forest, from nature, to touch the back of the heart. And then the wisdom that comes from the central channel of your practice, the shared wisdom of the circle. And you can ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice, to put into the fire? What are you willing to let go of? The word is sacrifice. In Sanskrit, it's called yagna. It means a ritual, a sacrifice where we give up a lesser desire for a greater desire. That is called yagna, giving up a lesser desire, a smaller craving, to give that up for a deeper longing, a greater desire. Join your hands together at your heart. We can sing together. Om Asatoma satkamaya. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you very much, everyone. A real joy to be with you this morning. Namaste. The smaller desires and the greater desires. You know, we have a couple of like pragmatic examples. Okay, do you really want to stay up late eating popcorn, watching the screen? Or do you want a good night's sleep? Like, which is it? You know, of course, you have to decide. But sometimes midday you're like, okay, do I want the caffeine and the cookie? Or do I want a clear mind and a clear heart? And if caffeine and cookie don't disturb you, then, you know, you go for it. But you start asking the questions in this small pragmatic way. Of course, the question is really a much bigger question. What are we willing to give up on behalf of the greater desire, like the greater good or the greater whole? So, thank you.